channel. So today's video is going to be a natural makeup look, something that you can wear to school or just if you're running around, you know, doing errands and you just kind of want to look a little bit more put together. If this is just too natural for you and you want it a little bit more sassy, then I'll show you how to do that towards the end of the video. Okay, so first you want to start with primer, obviously. I know a lot of people don't like primer, but I do. I feel like it kind of does help my skin a little bit more. So I'm going to start with the POREfessional primer. It'll help it look a little bit more flawless, sort of. Well, as flawless as I can get. You know, some of like my main trouble areas. You're just going to blend that in. Make sure that everything is nice and blended. Okay, so for foundations you can do a little bit of a different thing. I usually like to go more for like a BB cream just because I know I'm not going to be doing like too heavy of a foundation, but I still kind of want it to be like smooth. But you could go just a little bit lighter on your foundation. Either one works. Okay. And the BB cream that I'm going to be using is the Dream BB Fresh, and it does have SPF 30 in it. So I like that because since I am going to be outside, or even when you go to school, you know, you have to like walk around to go to different classes, I think. So what I do, I just kind of put a little bit on like my cheeks, which mainly I focus on like the bottom of my cheeks since I am going to be putting like concealer on. I won't really need too much coverage on like the top. Now, it might seem like I am putting a lot of BB cream on, but it's like super light coverage. So it just kind of, it's more of like a tinted moisturizer in a way, because it's really not that coverageable. It's light coverage. So what you want to do is you're just gonna obviously blend it in, and as you can see, I mean, it is helping my skin complexion a little bit, but it's not that much of a difference. It's just so that way like it helps out with a little bit of like the redness. And maybe I should stop talking about like pounds because it's gonna sound like this. It's just so hard to not talk. I am putting some of it on like my eyelids just so that way it can help cover up a little bit of like my veins. Okay, so that's done. So as you can see, it really doesn't do a lot for my, like, it really didn't cover a lot. And I kind of honestly like that you can kind of see like my moles, and you can see a little bit of like my acne scars, because I feel like it makes it a little bit more natural than if it was just like all full coverage. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so now for concealer, what I do, I just grab a little bit with my finger and I just kind of dabble throughout. And honest, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's a lot more darker than my skin tone. It's kind of an orangey kind of color, but you'll see. It's kind of whenever people put the red lipstick to cover up really dark circles, and then they put the concealer. It's kind of the same idea, but it's not like red, since we don't really want to like super conceal it. It's just more of a natural concealed thing. So I just use my fingers for this step, just so that way it's a little bit more, honestly, it's also a little bit faster than if you're like pouncing with like the beauty blender and all of that. Also, I'm gonna use a little bit around my nose and like my upper lip area, just because, just to add a little bit more color to that. And then I'm gonna go with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. You can use this or you can use your Shape Tape, but I just feel like this one's a little bit heavier for like my natural days. So I'm just gonna go with my Fit Me concealer. God, I cannot talk right now. So I don't put a lot, just a little dabs, just to cover up a little bit of that orange from the other concealer. So I'm gonna grab my damp beauty blender. Now you can add more as you go if you like a little bit more coverage, but yeah, I think I might add a little bit more. But as you can see, it kind of like makes my dark circles disappear a little bit more than if I would have just put this on. Oh, I have a hair. Whew, that tickled. More on like the lower cheeks, on like the nose, a little bit there, a little bit here, there, and there. Not a lot, just so that way, you know, you look a little bit more even. So just make sure everything's blended out. And you want to blend down. You don't want to just like do a circle underneath there, because it's going to make it stand out a lot more. So you just kind of want to do like a waterfall, I guess, going down. All right. So now I'm going to go with a little bit of powder, and I'm using the HD Finishing Powder from NYX. It's just a basic, just translucent powder. I don't want to use like bake or anything like that, just since since this is more of like a natural look, and we don't want any creasing going on. Now I do add a little bit on like my cheek area, because that is the main spots where I get oily, there, and my nose. So there goes that. Ooh. And now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Fit Me powder. I'm in the color 235. I haven't really said my shades. Do you guys even like care for my shade, or is this just oversharing? I don't know. Now I've definitely hit pan, and it's like very gross already, but I'm just using like a little tiny buffing brush. And then I just kind of place it on my face. Now this is gonna add a little tiny bit of color, and also it's gonna help me stay matte a little bit, although honestly nothing can really help me stay matte. Okay, so now like the face is on, and we're gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. I'm using the Butter Bronzer in just the color bronzer, but I feel like since I am a little bit tanned, this color's not really like working for me anymore. I feel like I need like a slightly darker one, but since it's a natural look, it shouldn't matter. I keep saying natural look. I'm gonna count how many times I say natural in this video, because I'm using just like a kind of fluffy brush, because I don't want it to be too like precise or like contoured. It's just adding a little bit of bronzer and add a little bit of definition to your face, so that way you don't look just like a potato and just like. Okay, now I usually don't add any blush because I like how it looks a little bit more natural, but you could add blush. Usually if I do, I'll go ahead and add the Luminoso from Milani, or I'll add Hold Please. And it's just like a very, very natural, honestly, kind of color. So we're going to go with a little bit angle brush and just do a little bit on the cheeks. It honestly really didn't add that much color, but it's fine. That's what I wanted. For the eyes, I am going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm just going to be using a little dab of it, because as you guys know, this goes a little bit, goes a long way, and that was definitely way too much, but it's okay. We will make it work. Oh no. So we're just gonna extend it like that, and done. Take a little bit of my beauty blender. Now since we are not going to be doing a lot of like different colors or a lot of different eyeshadows, and the ones that we are going to be doing it a little bit more natural, it is good to kind of have like a very concealed lid, because it does make you look a little bit more awake. It also helps like to get that inner corner and stuff. Okay, so lids are done. I'm going to be using the Natural Matte from Too Faced, obviously speaks for itself, and the Naked from Urban Decay. Now this is old. It has seen better days, like way better days. Okay, so we are gonna start with just a regular just buffing brush, and I'm gonna go in with the color Heaven. This color all over the lid, just to kind of help it set so it's not sticky for whenever you add the other colors. Like that. Now we're not going to be like super precise, because we just kind of want like a wash sort of color. So I'm going to start with my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm going to go into the color Nudie. Now this color just kind of be like a transition. I don't want it all over, so I'm going to try to leave the lid area a little bit alone for right now. I just want this on the top, like that. Now we're going to go in with the color Strapless, and we're just going to add that on top. Okay, so once we have that, since we don't want it too crazy, I'm going to use a flat sort of blending brush. And we're going to go ahead and put Lace Teddy all over the lid. Kind of carving, but kind of not. Okay. And now with the other fluffy brush that we had, you're just going to want to blend a little bit. Just a little bit. Like that. Now, you could just leave it like this and just like curl your lashes, or you could do a little bit more of like a color on them. So for that, I'm going to go into the Naked palette. I'm going to be using this double-ended brush from Crown, and I'm going to be using the fluffier side, and I'm going to take the color Half Baked, and I'm just going to dab that all over the lid just to kind of help it get a little bit more of a glow, like that. Now, and also it helps if you want to add a little bit to like the inner corner, because it does make you look a little bit more awake. So you just want to add just a little bit there. Now, in the smaller section, it's just a little bit kind of like a pencil. I'm going to go in with the color Virgin. Don't know why I said it like that. You're just going to kind of dab it all over the inner corner. Now, you don't want to go too far out because I don't want it to look too bright. It's just so that way you can look a little bit more woken, like so. And that is it. If that's like the look that you're just something more simple, something more for school that you're trying to go for, then like you can do that. But if you want to go a little bit more crazy, I am going to go in with the color Smog from the Naked palette and just add a little bit more and just kind of like smoke out the end just a little bit. You're not going to go like too crazy. So just a little bit. Now I did get a little bit of fallout from that palette, so you want to just use your beauty blender and boom, it is gone. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of what is this, like a shader tiny brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Sidecar. Well, no, let's do a matte. Okay, I'm going to go in with the color Chocolate Cookie. Okay, no. I'm going to go in with the color Nudie, the one that we use for our transition, since we don't want it to be too crazy. And just kind of add it underneath the lid like that. Now, don't go too close to the inner corner because we do want it to look a little bit more awake. And you don't want to take away that Virgin color that we added. Now, we're not going to go too far like on the bottom. It's just a little bit so that way it can like stand out a little bit more. Okay. Now let me finish the other eye and then do my eyebrows, and then I'll be right back. But we're not going to do a lash. I'll do one lash and then I'll do like just a regular eye just so you can kind of see if it makes any kind of difference, you know? So I'm going to curl the lash. And I'm going to add the mascara. Okay, so that's the eye with no lash. Well, I guess both eyes have no lash, right? Duh. What are you eating? Sorry, my dog's chewing on my sock and it's very distracting. Let's go ahead and add a lash to the right eye. Okay. Okay, so here's the eye with the lash and here's the eye without a lash. Now, these lashes, I guess, are not super natural, but they're also not like super crazy. So it's just a little bit something that you can add, something that you can just like throw on and just make it look a little bit more natural, I guess. Now, let's go and do a bronzer. Now, whenever I'm doing a little bit of a natural look, I like to go for like a darker bronzer, highlighter. So I'm going to go in with this darker highlighter. Found it. And just dab a little bit on there. And boom. Not too much. To the nose, the Cupid's bow. For lips, I'm more of like a nude lip kind of girl. So I don't do anything like super crazy. I'll usually just kind of add like a lip gloss, or you can do like a pinky color. It just honestly depends on what you're trying to, what's your mood, I guess. But usually, since this is a little bit more natural, I guess, you can just kind of go with no lash and just make it look a little bit cuter. But I mean, it's just really up to you. So this is the finished look. Hope you guys liked it, and you know, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like it, make sure that you comment, make sure that you put on the notifications, make sure that you share it, make sure that you come back and see me. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I used, go ahead and leave it down on the comment section. If you have any suggestions on something that you want me to try, also let me know in the comment section. So I think that's it. You know, thanks for coming by, thanks for sticking till the end, and bye.